the Nigerian situation, what the Islamists want to convert Nigeria to is exactly what happened in Turkey, centuries back. Because Turkey was overwhelmingly a Christian country. It was then Anatolia, known as Anatolia, with its capital as in Constantinople, which is today Istanbul. And they keep hitting the Christians there, just like these Islamists, these jihadists, these Fulani terrorists keep hitting the Christian communities, destroying them, killing and taking over. That was the story of Turkey. And up to this moment, one of the most beautiful churches in the world, which was in Turkey, Hagia Sophia, has been converted to mosque. But of course, the mosaic of Jesus and Mary are still on the wall there. And during prayers, they do cover it, So that is a country that has been providing refuge to some of these renowned terrorist enablers. Of course, they are providing refuge to Hamas, we know that. And now Sheikh Gumi has escaped to that after inciting Nigerians so much, after inciting the very vulnerable Muslims, and going around the media houses in Nigeria and twisting the narrative, telling the narrative of an attack on Nigeria by the United States. United States did not say she's coming to attack Nigeria. United States said they are coming to attack the terrorists that have been killing Christians and, of course, moderate Muslims. Because what is happening in Nigeria, in the northwest of Nigeria particularly, is the killing of moderate Muslims, the Hausas, not Fulanis. So the Hausas have been persecuted, but most especially the Hausa Christians. There are a lot of them there. A lot of Nigerians do not know that there are Hausa Christians in Katsina, in Sokoto, in Kano. They've been persecuted for so long. And then the moderate Muslims, who are mostly the Hausas. So Sheikh Gumi has escaped. This is a guy who was radicalized and given the wrong indoctrination in Sudan. Just be afraid of any Nigerian who studied in Sudan. I'm telling you, just like Lamido Sanusi, as brilliant as he was, he's a radical too. That's the truth. He has the antecedents. He spearheaded the beheading of someone in the 90s, a certain Muslim, for blasphemy in Kano. So all those guys who go to study in Sudan, because Nigerian universities are better than Sudan. So I don't understand why all these guys are going to Sudan. And that is why it was in Sudan that Saudi Arabia arrested him for enabling terrorism, And he was bailed by the government of Jonathan in a diplomatic mission. They had a diplomatic relationship with Saudi Arabia in that regard to enable him, become free. And for a very long time, he did not go to Saudi Arabia until this year. In March this year, he went to Saudi Arabia and he was deported. He thought that they'd forgotten. So he was deported at the airport in Jeddah. So that is in Saudi Arabia, the headquarters of Muslims, saying, look, we don't like you, some of you guys with very deep records, who are very deeply involved in terrorism. You remember Osama bin Laden, is Saudi Arabian, nationality, of Saudi Arabian nationality and origin. But they exiled him because of his radical disposition. So those were the mentors of Sheikh Gumi.
I know they like when some people go to refer to Nigeria as zoo country. But make we be honest too. The things where they happen for Nigeria, not before only place like zoo, it go for the happen. Make we be honest. If Nigeria must remain as one Nigeria, we must learn to say the truth and address issues the way them really be. We not like make them they call Nigeria zoo country. Me, I not like them. But make we look the things where they happen for Nigeria today. Where be the place where waiting they happen for Nigeria so go fit happen? Now zoo, to be honest. This man where you see here, a lot of people may not know. Saudi Arabia banned this man from coming to their country. I beg, do well to share this update. Make we start to educate each other. Make we start to tell each other the truth where we don't know. If Nigeria must move forward. Because like play, Nigeria don't turn to dustbin. Dustbin are where them they put dirty. Waiting fear not go let some people talk and do for other countries. The Nigeria then for the doing. Our precious Nigeria. Because of this man's political and religious views, Saudi Arabia give a ban from their country. He went to Saudi Arabia this year. They deport him. Even though India were, see they don't tell him making not come their country. With the things where bandits don't do for Nigeria, with the bye where terrorists don't do for Nigeria, on many occasions, this man they negotiate on their behalf. If this man was from Saudi Arabia, the things when they do for Nigeria, fear go let them do them. The answer is no. Saudi Arabia, a very important country, especially to our Muslim brothers and sisters, because now there then they go for their holy pilgrimage. Now the country where una they go for una holy pilgrimage ban this man from coming to their country because of the things when they talk and they do. And how come this man be like small God for Nigeria? We used to have Sudan as one country. Today, Sudan don't divide into two. We now have Sudan, we now have South Sudan. The things we divide Sudan into two, we turn Sudan to two countries today. Now the same thing they happen for Nigeria so. But Nigerian government no one address these issues. But they want Nigeria to remain one Nigeria. How you want it work? Now, this man, they say the government no need to go after those bandits and terrorists. May they negotiate with them. People with the by people they come. Because you cannot tell us you want one Nigeria and you believe say the things where this man they do, they okay. As you see here, go on social media, go on the internet. Saudi Arabia barred this man from coming to their country. And this man is negotiating for bandits and terrorists in Nigeria. And the man is just doing his thing. Feeling free, walking free, no level. So, this one Nigeria una they talk, is it for real or una they joke? Share this update to make people know say the person where they clap for has been given visa ban in Saudi Arabia. I not come here to come judge anybody. I just come here to come tell you I'm waiting they play. Because I want a better Nigeria for Nigerians.
This video you're watching here is Sheikh Gumi, the terrorist stroke bandit negotiator. And here is the first president's son, Sheikh Tinubu. Can somebody wake me up to this reality, to this dream? What is the president's son doing with a terrorist negotiator? What in president's son they do with Sheikh Gumi? The man that has been negotiating with terrorists. The first son of the president is sitting with him. And the man is not arrested when the whole Nigerians is calling for the man's arrest. And the man gave the boldness and the mind to sit with the president's son. There are more to this. I made video yesterday saying that where I gave APC lead Tinubu government to arrest Sheikh Gumi, or I myself would declare them the sponsors of bandit and terrorism in Nigeria. 24 hours never even reach. Only for me to come alive, come they see the video of Sheikh Tinubu sitting with the same terrorist man. The man who has been uttering all kinds of nonsense statements. A man that lacks wisdom and others. A man that is even threatening the government. A man that has categorically stated it that bandits are on a revenge mission. The same bandit negotiator is Sheikh Tinubu is sitting the same parlor with him. Instead of him to be calling for the man's arrest. There are more to this than what we are seeing. Because, hey, this is not making sense anymore. This is no longer making sense. Because you cannot tell me that there is nothing going on between this meeting that is going on here, you're seeing so. But anyways, guys, what do you think? Waiting you think, say waiting they go on this place. Help me share the video and repost. Peace and love. Don't play.
The media in Nigeria, which to a very great extent has also been complicit, have been giving him room to talk. And the media deliberately stopped some of us from talking. I have a lot of friends in the media. They told us directly that, look, they censored them. They said they shouldn't give some of us the opportunity. So they like giving people who just somehow, just on the mild side, just say, okay, yeah, we admit there's a Christian genocide and they don't go deep. But for many of us, we know it very deeply. So the media cannot give us the space to articulate this position. But they've given so much to Sheikh Gumi. And the guy has started fleeing. It means that something is coming because they do get their own intelligence report too. Just like the period that United States wanted to destroy the Boko Haram guys in Borno, and Nigerian army alerted them and they were all put in gas mask. So Sheikh Gumi got his own intelligence maybe, and he wanted to escape. But not before he has radicalized a lot of people. Another thing that came up during the weekend is that protest by the Islamic group, the Sheikh Zakzaki group in Nigeria, condemning Israel, burning burning American flag, saying death to America and death to Israel and death to Donald Trump. And one thing that caught my attention is the fact that out of that gathering, more than 50% of that gathering is made up of minors, children below the ages of 18, 17. Many of them were below the age of 15. You could see how these guys radicalize kids so early. At that age, you are bringing kids on protest to protest against America, to be burning flags and to be shouting and to be screaming, death to America. You see the kind of indoctrination they give these guys at that age. So just imagine when this guy grow up, how he will be looking at me, a Christian. Or America, or Israel, how he will consider all those nations. It's quite unfortunate. What is happening. And they don't seem to care at all. They don't seem to care. But we care. And we care for their children. We want their children to be better. To know that we are not enemies, but friends. And even though we have different religion, passion should always connect us. And humanity should always prevail. And finally, what happened over the weekend again was in Nasarawa State, and today, Monday, it happened in Duduguru. Fulanis came and killed people in Sarkin Noma. Sarkin Noma is like 20 kilometers away from my village, Irota. The second village in Nasarawa State after Kadorko. If you're coming from Makodi, you pass the Irota. Irota is the last village in Benue before you hit Plateau State. And Kadorko is the first, or Gedasule is the first village, but it's quite a very small village, then Kadorko. So from Kadorko to Sarkin Noma is just barely 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. That's after the village of my father's mother, my grandmother. My grandmother is from Che Atuma. That's a village between Kadorko and Sarkin Noma. So in Sarkin Noma, they killed about 2 to 3 people and injured others and abducted the Fulani terrorists. And today, that's on Monday, 10th of November, they killed 4 people in Duduguru. Duduguru is slightly after Agaragu in Nasarawa State. That is a place that is hosting the Catholic Church, the Catholic community, the Catholic Girls Secondary School, St. Kizito Secondary School, Girls Secondary School. So they killed a Reverend Father, a Catholic Reverend Father, and 2 other people, and abducted others, these Fulani terrorists. In all these villages, I have friends, I schooled in Government College Kefi. Most of my schools was in my primary school. My class 5 and 6 was in Away Central after I left Jos, in Away Central, Away, and then Government College Kefi and IJMB in SPS Kefi. So I have friends in all these villages. They are the ones who keep alerting me of many of the attacks in Benue State, because these people do converge in their own communities to take off. Like in Giza community, when they converge to attack Yerota, they converge and prayed for about 1 hour, prayed to go and kill my own people, But we keep telling the Because the Muslims in Nasrallah are moderate Muslims, and that is why most of the families in Nasrallah are made of Muslim and Christians in the same family, because they are moderate. So if Islam could be practiced that way, there will be peace everywhere. So many of the Muslims in Nasrallah state are moderate Muslims, especially in the southern part of Nasrallah and the middle part of Nasrallah, that's Nasrallah, Igon, Akwanga. But you see, right from the administration of Tanko Al-Makura to this jihadist enabler called A.A. Sule, who is claiming he's clean and is even suing in court Professor Gundu, for defamation because they call him terrorist enabler. He is. Right from their administration, they gave a lot of these lands to Fulanis, the terrorists, with the support of the locals, because the locals just, I don't know from where it started, just started just hating Tiv people. Indigenous Tiv people, a lot of the Tiv people were there before them. But so they preferred the Fulanis. They thought that they are fighting, they made Tiv to become like the Jews, fighting the Tiv people. And so they hosted the Fulanis in their community. The Fulanis have started going against them now. So that is exactly the story that is happening in Nasarawa State. From Agyaragu to Akaleku to Duduguru to Akanga to Kadorko to Giza to Kiana. Many of these communities have been ravaged in recent times by the Fulani terrorists. That they did not learn their lessons from the Hausa communities who hosted Odman Danfodio. And the Hausas were practicing Islam before Danfodio. But Danfodio brought a violent form of Islam. And it ravaged the whole of Hausa land. And then his ally, Alimi, went to Ilorin as a visitor to Afonja, the Yoruba Afonja, the rulers of Ilorin, the owners of Ilorin, the Yorubas. They hosted this guy in good faith, the Alimi. When he settled a bit, he went around to bring his Fulani guys who took over this, set up a jihad in Ilorin, took over Ilorin, and today the emirate of Ilorin belongs to the Fulani. Meanwhile, it's a Yoruba town. So that is exactly what happens in Turkey too.
Northerners are dying every day. Your people are dying every day. But you took matters into your own hand. You made placards to go outside and do a mass protest against Trump's invasion of Nigeria. Again, I repeat, Northerners are dying. Your people are dying, either of insecurity or of extreme hunger. But you took placards to go and protest against Trump's invasion of Nigeria. At this point, I don't think there's anything that I can do to continue defending Northern Nigeria, because Northerners, because the more you voice out your, the more you try to defend them, the more they show you reasons why you should not stick out your neck for them. Our people have a huge problem, a very huge problem, which is not going to get fixed anytime soon. It's very painful to admit, but it is it's so sad to see that this is the reality that we're living in this country. Our people are being killed. Northerners are being killed. We are plagued with insecurity. Mukaɗai muna da Lakurawa, mukaɗai muna da Fulani herdsmen, mukaɗai muna da Boko Haram, mukaɗai muna da bandits. We have so many factions, so many militia factions in northern Nigeria that are actively killing communities in northern Nigeria, not just Christian communities, Muslim communities. They are actively raiding, kidnapping, killing communities in Nigeria. And one sheikh is saying they are misunderstood. These bandits are misunderstood victims and we should sit down and negotiate with them. While the other faction of the Northerners are out protesting against Trump's invasion, instead of going and channeling that energy towards demanding your government to protect its people so that Trump will not have a reason or an excuse to invade you people. You are... And let me just say this. This is going to piss off a lot of Northerners, but again, I've never been known to care. In a sane community, in a sane society, in a sane country, the treatment that Albani got would have been the exact same treatment that Sheikh Gumi is supposed to be getting from the Nigerian government. Because that man is openly sympathizing with terrorists, is openly calling for negotiation with terrorists. I don't know how negotiating with terrorists is a good thing, but our government are known to be negotiators with terrorists, so that's not really something that's surprising. Especially given the fact that his values align with their own value, because sympathize with the terrorists, say they are misunderstood, rehabilitate them, and reintegrate them back into society. How can I sit down as a Northerner with anybody that sits down with, common sense and, a critical sense of reasoning? How would you sit down and defend things like this? How would you start defending things like this? Misunderstood victims. I'm actually tired. I am so tired. Because what's the solution? Where do we go from here? What's the solution? Because we have a government that is willingly negotiating with terrorists and openly sympathizing with them and rehabilitating them, while hundreds of innocent people keep dying every day by the hands of the same people that they are saying are misunderstood victims. Justice in Nigeria is a myth. It's a big myth.
Welcome back. I know a lot of you guys now don't understand now that this one Nigeria of a thing is fake. There's no way one Nigeria will work with these people being in Nigeria. Sheikh Gumi, El-Rufai, Yaya Jingir, and most of those guys call themselves Fulani, and those negotiators, they have been negotiating for this Fulani, they create mayhem to the peoples of this country. Although recently now, if you know how everything they go and how people they threaten Sheikh Gumi, you don't make them wrong or more for this country now, go Kita or go Saudi, and this man called El-Rufai, he don't run, go Kita now. All of them are on the run because they know what they have done to the people of this nation. They know the atrocity and many other things. They don't do. So that's now, if you make them get any rest of mind, they go feed the. If not, when this issue of genocide going on now has not come out, you were seeing people like El-Rufai jumping from one place to another to make sure that they use one way or the other to kick against this current government. We are under now. Although this current government is not benefiting anybody, but the way El-Rufai was doing then he's doing just because this current government has not favored him. That is why he was doing all these things. And besides, he is part of those that are behind this buying of people going on in both the north and the south. Because if you understand what everyone have said here, you will know that his name is included. And for Sheikh Gumi, who is normally known as someone who is speaking on behalf of bandits, his own issue is still there again. And we don't think working with these people as one Nigeria is going to bring any killing to this country as a whole. So it is better for everybody now to do their own day than to use this one Nigeria of a thing to cause mayhem and to buy our people when we say, okay, they are staying in this house. Or if you carefully know what is recently going on, you will know that Southerners now are now coming out to let the world know that this one Nigeria of a thing will not work and it is not going to work. That is what they are always against for over many decades, and they are still standing defending against it. That is to tell you that it cannot work with these people, call them sheikh and them all. That's what it just be. And for you hearing this, we know you might have something or get something where people say, okay, you want to talk concerning what we dey explain. If anything like that, they make it WT get to talk below. And also, in today be your own first time, make it like, share, subscribe. Thank you.